Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing probably the most requested video on my channel yet. So many of you guys have been asking for this video lately. My channel has grown a lot in the last couple of months and so many of you guys have been asking for this. So today I am here with it. I just wanted to make sure that I was set on the products that I have been using lately because I have been trying out a lot of different new products. So today's video, if you haven't already guessed it, is going to be my updated hair routine, my wash and style routine. This is first day hair for me, and some things have changed up from my other hair routine videos, but some of the products are still the same. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it, but before we do, don't forget to subscribe down below and give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. That really helps me out, and you can also come join me over on Instagram and Twitter if you want to be more a part of this community, and let's just go ahead and jump into it. So I am going to go over the products, and I want to say I'm not talking about all of the products that I use in this video. I'm just going to be talking about my main staples because I do have other products that I love and use, but it would just be too much to talk about those in this video. I already have probably too many products here, but I didn't just want to mention the products that I used in this video particularly because some of them I switch back and forth and I don't necessarily favor one over the other. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, but I did film myself washing and styling my hair, so I will insert those clips over me talking about the products. And let's just go ahead and get started with the washing section. So there are two different shampoo and conditioner sets, I guess, that I have really been loving lately. The first ones are the ones that I talked about in my last hair care or styling routine video, and those are the Verb curl shampoo and conditioner. That video was sponsored by them, but I have been using these products since and I do really like them. I'm almost out of the conditioner. I just have a little bit left at the bottom if you can see. The shampoo, I'm about half of the way or a third of the way through. I don't use too much of this. I try to use a little amount because it is very, very thick and cleansing, and it's a pretty heavy shampoo. I wouldn't say it's necessarily ideal if you have very thin or fine hair. So for that reason, I use a small amount of this, and I do use other shampoos as well. So the conditioner is definitely the standout product here for me. It's very, very thick and hydrating, and if you have dry hair, this is a lifesaver. The other shampoo and conditioner that are more recent to me and I did use in this video are the Pacifica Pineapple Curls Curl Defining Shampoo and Conditioner. The packaging is really, really fun and colorful. I have been using these a lot more recently, and while I do still love the Verb ones, I have been using these more just because I feel like they are a little bit lighter overall. I still love the Verb ones, and especially when my hair is feeling extra dry, I feel like those really hydrate, but I also really love these, and like I said, I feel like they're just a little bit lighter products. And just as far as technique, I always start from my scalp and work the rest of the way down my hair when it comes to shampoo. I don't want to dry out the ends too much, especially since my hair is color treated and lightened. And then I always love to apply the conditioner on the ends and just really slather it on there and then slowly work up to the roots and apply the excess on my hands to the roots because my roots do need moisture as well, otherwise they get dried out, and my hair just does get dried out more recently than it used to. I have low to medium porosity hair. I have to be honest with you guys, I'm not 100% sure exactly where my hair porosity is, but from the tests I've done and what I've read about it, I would say my hair is somewhere between low and medium porosity. I feel like it used to be more medium, but since I have lightened my hair and done more treatments to it, unfortunately it has gotten a little bit drier and it's a little bit harder for it to actually soak up moisture, unfortunately. So anyway, kind of a random side note. Moving on to after I get out of the shower, after I rinse out the majority of my conditioner, which is what I like to do. I don't rinse it all out, but I still rinse out, I would say about 70 to 80% of it. So what I like to do when I get out of the shower is, lately I've really been loving this Kristen Weightless Shine Leave-In Conditioner. This is for all hair types, detangling, softening, and strengthening. I really love this because it is a spray, so it's literally just a liquid in there and you can just spray it all over your hair, and I feel like it gives it that slip and moisture that it needs. This is really, really great for detangling. I also love to use this before I actually get in the shower and my hair is still dry and detangle with this, because I personally don't love detangling in the shower. I like to do it before I get in so that my hair is already detangled and I have smooth hair to work with. So I really love to use this when my hair is still dry just to detangle it, and also after I get out of the shower to use as a leave-in conditioner. You guys know I also love the Verb leave-in conditioner as well. This one is just a lot quicker and easier to use because I can just spray it on and I'm done. I've also lately been using this Paul Mitchell Extra Body Daily Boost Root Lifter every once in a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to put this in this video because it's not something that I use every single time I wash my hair, but sometimes I do feel like it adds a little bit of extra like body and volume to the roots of my hair. So I will just spray this right at the roots and just kind of shake it out, and then of course scrunch in my leave-in conditioner and really just like squeeze and squish to condition. I like to do that kind of as like one full step all together. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right, but anyways, moving on to stylers. I have to say I'm surprised at myself for this, but the one styler that I have been really loving lately, and that I did use today because this is the day that I filmed all of this video. It's all filmed on one day, and this is my first day hair. The styler that I used is the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Curl Activating Mousse. I did a whole video on the Curl Talk stylers by Not Your Mother's recently, so I will link that in the iCard. And I just kind of gave my thoughts on these different stylers, like my first impressions. Now that I've gotten to use them a little bit more, I have to say I think this styling mousse is my favorite. I just feel like it gives me such defined waves. And also I forgot to mention, I do like to style my hair now while it is really wet still. I should have said that before I even talked about the leave-in conditioner and everything, but I really like to style my hair when it's more wet because I feel like it gives it the definition that I want, and it might not produce quite as much volume as if I waited for a little bit until my hair was a bit more just damp. But personally, I don't have too much of a problem with volume because I do have pretty thick hair, so I feel like I can get away with it. If you have like 2A waves or your hair is really thin, I would recommend waiting until your hair is just damp or maybe not sopping wet. But personally for me, I just like to squeeze the excess water out of my hair, like scrunch and squeeze it, and then I will actually apply my products, and I do that right after I get out of the shower just because, like I said, I feel like it really gives me the definition that I want with my waves. But anyway, I should have mentioned that earlier. That's kind of like a side note of the technique that I use. I just really like this styler. I know in the clip it probably looks like I'm using a lot, but mousse really has so much air in it and it really isn't as much product as it looks like, if that makes sense. So I love using this, and I find that I can get away with using quite a bit, especially if I use it when my hair is still really wet, and it just gives me such defined waves. So I do get like that crunchy cast, but then when I scrunch it out, I just feel like I have really great results. But I'm not always using that. I have other stylers and gels and things that I use too, but if I'm not going for that, lately I do tend to go for something just a little bit more quick and easy and simple, and that for me is a curl cream. So I have the Verb Curl Cream and the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Defining Cream. I really like both of these. I think they're both great. It really just depends on your personal preference and what you like for your hair. But I feel like curl creams are just so easy to use and quick, and they just really blend into the hair really well, and you can just use them with a lot of different techniques. So that's why I really love curl creams, for the simplicity of them. Another thing that I should have mentioned earlier too, I'm just kind of getting ahead of myself, is that sometimes I actually will wash my hair upside down in the bathtub because I do feel like that actually gives me more volume and like big fluffy hair, just because I'm washing it upside down and then I'm flipping it back over and applying my stylers, and I really tend to like flip my hair around a lot more when I'm doing that. Sorry, I'm like talking with my hands. But I wasn't going to show that in this video because I don't do it every time, not even close, and also it's just really complicated to try to film me washing my hair upside down in the tub. Just the way that the bathroom is set up, it's really hard to get the camera in there with the right angles and everything. So I just did what I actually do most of the time, which is just washing my hair in the shower. But anyways, I should like flip my hair around a little bit to give it some body, because this is something that I do. I mentioned it before, like on a regular basis. I will actually like flip my hair around and give it different parts so that it won't like get used to the same part. And then I'll also sometimes shake out the roots just to keep the volume and body going. So from there, I usually will let my hair air dry. I have been playing around with using a diffuser. I did a whole video on that as well, and it will be linked in the iCard or down below. But I have just still been testing it out, and it's not something that I do every time I wash my hair. It's not part of my routine yet. So I just let it air dry, which is what I normally do. and I do really love the results with air drying my hair. I need to test out the diffuser a little bit more, and who knows, maybe that will be in my next hair routine. We will see. Regardless, I usually just let my hair air dry, and then I will scrunch out the crunch at the end, which is something that I definitely do pretty much all the time now. I used to sometimes actually scrunch my hair while it was drying, and I feel like while it did give me nice beachy fluffy waves and I liked that style, now I prefer something a little bit more defined, and I also just feel like it keeps my hair from getting frizzy if I don't touch it while it's drying, except to just flip it around, but then I don't scrunch it until it's actually dry. And what I will do is I will scrunch it out with an oil. I love to use the Verb Ghost Oil and the Pure Argan Oil by Shea Moisture. Both of these are great. I have to say, I think I prefer the Verb one a little bit more, just because I feel like it really spreads so easily over the hands. It has a lot of slip, and it's so easy to just scrunch into the hair without creating any frizz. But I also do really like the argan oil, and if this is more easily accessible for you, I think this is a great one. But yeah, with either of these, I just use a very, very small amount, rub it in between my hands, and then scrunch it into my hair. Once I have scrunched that oil into my hair and gotten out all of the crunch, and I feel like my waves are looking bouncy and feeling soft, then I will just go in and lightly shake out my roots. And I try to be gentle with this part because you can mess up your waves or curls if you're not careful. And if you feel like that just creates frizz in your hair or it's too wild, you can totally just go in with your fingers and actually just massage your scalp, and that will kind of help to break up any hair that might be sticking down to your scalp or that might be flat. And it will help to create volume even if you're not going in there and like fully shaking your roots. But for me personally, I do like to gently go in and just like shake them out a little bit without moving my hands around too much, just to create that extra volume. And I feel like that's kind of it. That's pretty much all that I do when I'm actually styling my hair. Another thing that I forgot to mention again is when I am scrunching, and I feel like a lot of other curly girls and wavy girls do this, that you'll notice when they're scrunching their hair, instead of just kind of wildly scrunching in, they'll actually go in to a specific section, scrunch and pulse, go back down, move their hands over to the next section, scrunch and pulse, and so on. And when you do that, where you like pause and move to the next section, you're keeping your waves and curls from getting disturbed, and you're giving them the best chance that they have at being defined and not like disheveled, because you're doing it in specific sections. I have found for me that doing that and being more careful in my scrunching just creates better waves in my opinion, and I feel like it works really well. I want you guys to keep in mind that there are so many different techniques that work for different people, and it might even look like I've said things in past videos that contradict what I'm saying now, but I'm still learning, like I've said so many times, just as you guys are, and there's so many different techniques that I've tried, that I'm still figuring out what works for me, and this routine isn't necessarily like the end all be all for me. There are different things that I do sometimes and different things I like to try out, and I have good hair days and I have bad hair days. Different things are going to work for different hair textures and different people in general. So I really hope that you guys have found this information helpful, and hopefully you can find a way to make it work for you and your hair type. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I showed you guys in like the demo how my hair looks at the end. This is definitely a few hours later. I've gone about my day, been out in the humid heat, and I've done things, so my hair has kind of died down a bit, but at this point in the day, this is what it's looking like. So I'll kind of flip my hair around and show you guys, just because I know it's helpful to see like how the hair looks throughout the day. And I'm also thinking about doing like a whole week in my hair's life video, so that you guys will actually be able to see what my hair looks like every single day, or like through an entire week. The first day versus the middle of the week versus right before I wash it, just kind of like a week in the life of my hair, I guess. Let me know down below if you guys would be interested in seeing that video. I would love to share it with you guys if that would be something that you want to see. And yeah, I'm not going to ramble on because this video is obviously already kind of gotten pretty long, and I hope it's not too long. I don't want to ramble on. I know that some people get annoyed when I talk too much, but that's going to be it for this video. I hope that I didn't miss anything. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Like I said, I feel like I put this video off for so long because I just wanted it to be really, really good, and It's never going to be perfect, and I just have to accept that. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Yeah. Everyone's looking at me thinking that I'm different.